Alright, hello everyone, it's Happy, and today we're going to be talking about pretty much the Ferrari of World of Tanks Blitz, or an old Ferrari in World of Tanks Blitz, and that is the T22 Medium. Because back in the day, this tank was so sought after, everyone wanted this tank, to the point that it was considered OP by many players, even though it technically really wasn't. The T22 Medium. I mean, 2 or 3 years ago, having this tank in your garage was something really cool and not something everyone could technically afford. It was very expensive, and the only time you could get it was very expensively from crates. I mean, and then one Christmas, Wargaming decided to actually make this tank more available, and from then on, more and more players were able to get this tank. Now, was that a good thing? I definitely think so, because it sort of allowed players to understand that this tank is technically not as good as everyone thought it was. So the more T22 mediums were in randoms, the easier it was to fight against them, which is the most interesting thing about Blitz in my opinion. I mean, initially when a tank comes out, players really think it's overpowered, and over time they are able to deal with a tank because, they learn how to fight it. That's pretty much any tank. But the T22 Medium is such a good looking tank. It was a strong tank, and before its overall nerf, I feel like it was a much better tank. I mean, it wasn't nerfed per se, but in terms of gameplay, I feel like it's a little bit worse than it used to be. Now, if we look at the actual gameplay, the DPM is 3,400, which is pretty mid for a medium tank, right in the middle, right? It's not amazing, it's not horrible. And of course, the damage is 310 at the very lower end of medium tanks. And the overall, DPM, as I said, is not going to be able to let you shred a lot of tanks as easily, because you just have much better tanks out there. Again, the Leopard and the Object 140 are perfect examples of that. And as I said, the damage is pretty low, so you're not really going to be able to peekaboo against a lot of tanks like the Leopard could, technically, because a Leopard will win a peekaboo against a T22 medium pretty much, every time. Now, if we look at the gun handling, the aim time is the worst among medium tanks, and the dispersion is pretty good. One of the best, definitely top 5 when it comes to base dispersion levels. So again, you have a, interesting gun handling situation here. At the same time, your aim time is bad, but your accuracy is good. It's a hard one here. Now, if we come to the mobility, this is something that was a little bit nerfed. I mean, your speed forward is 56, again, pretty mediocre for a medium. It's not amazing, it's not horrible. Your power to weight ratio is pretty decent, and overall the mobility is okay, but it just feels a little bit sluggish compared to before, which makes the gameplay a little bit annoying. Now, the best thing about this tank is, of course, the armor profile, even though everyone knows how to pen you these days, so that's that. I mean, the sides on this thing are very good, and they will block shots when necessary, because, again, it is a Soviet tank, it is a troll tank, so when you need it the most, it will block a shot, or when you need it the least, but that is a story for another day. Now, the turret is, of course, still very strong, and the sides are the same. It's just that players know how to deal with this tank a lot more efficiently, and of course, they know its weak spots, so that definitely does make sense. Now, you have a lot of new tanks coming into the game, like the KPZ, and of course, this tank just over time got, it got overshadowed by a lot of the other medium tanks that were in the game, and, people learned how to deal with it, and these two factors made it not as popular as it used to be, or sought after, pretty much. But this tank is still very strong, and if need be, it can still destroy a lot of mediums in a 1 versus 1 fight. Overall, I would definitely still recommend this tank. But if you want to spice things up, I would definitely go for something other than a T22 medium. Again, that's what I think about it. Let me know in the comment section below. And with that, Happy is out, and I'll definitely see you guys next time. Bye-bye.